This video is part of our study about the similarities and differences in Latin America with a special focus in cleantech, healthtech, and education. What we do in Rubica, we promote brands that add value to the world. We use business intelligence to discover opportunities and insights for our clients. Hopefully you will find a lot of them in the following videos. And with that information, we help our clients adjust their products and services and co-create digital strategies so we can go and execute in an agile way using diverse digital media. So at the end, our clients end up selling more and positioning themselves better in the region. I want to share with you a bit of this model, the Hofstadter 6-dimension of culture. And you will see a few differences and similarities. So what you're going to see always here, a comparison. We made it with the Netherlands here in Europe. And let's talk about a bit some of the details that you can find here. So take, for example, the power distance index. The power distance basically talks about how a culture can be more comfortable with subordination and how hierarchical the decision making is. So you see that, for example, Costa Rica has a very low power distance index, actually lower than in the Netherlands, but you see countries like Guatemala or Mexico where the power index, the power distance index is very high. So that means that decision making there, it's very hierarchical. And then for business, that means that you really need to know who you're talking to and make your way fast up to the top where the decision makers are. Otherwise, you will end up a lot of time just having useless conversations. Take, for example, collectivism versus individualism. So the lower the index is means that society is more collective, which means that we talk about we consider our society as very tied together. And the higher it is more individualistic. So you'll see, for example, here for the Netherlands, that's very high. And the highest country in the region would be Argentina. But then you have cases like Guatemala and Ecuador, Colombia, Costa Rica. You see that they are very collective. What that means is that we tend to be always surrounded, and we give a lot of importance to relations. And that also means that for business, you need to consider those relations. Let's talk about the short-term versus long-term orientation. So you see here that most of our countries are very short-term oriented. So that means that we kind of give more importance to instant gratification instead of persistence. That also relates to saving, for example. So we're less prone to saving than the ones that have a longer term orientation. And this has a very sad root, for example, in countries like Colombia, which is the lowest here. And it happened with the drug culture. So at the time of the drug cartels, we're talking about late 80s, beginning of the 90s, really the easy money was the rule. So people could actually see that they can become rich out of the sudden, and this has stayed there in the culture. And those are quite few things that the country is trying to fight back. But it has these external sources as well. And then let's finish talking a little bit about restraint versus indulgence. And I guess that the case, well, first that means if a society it's more prone to having fun and living the life instead of being worried and being a little bit more closed. So the case for Mexico there, which is the highest and is almost one of the highest in the world, you see that we really appreciate just living and enjoying life. And what this means also for businesses is that even though business is serious, business is always, life has always to be fun, and that's something that businesses need to understand to really get along with us.